Hello, Wong. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Wow, a lot of people here.
Yes, more
Okay,
will come later.
okay, okay. So when will we start the session?
We will start in 2 minutes, Wong.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Since many people are here already, I would like to start. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to IT Days. My name is Mulin Sang. I'm a freshman from Banking and Finance Department of Paragon International University. Today, I will be your MC for these sessions. We really appreciate that you are taking your time off your busy schedule to join us today. Today's event is organized by our university ICT faculty. The event is consists of many interesting activities and topics relating to information and communication technology. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our guest speaker for today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Sengthai Te, who is an alumna from MIS Department Class of 2020. He is currently working as an iOS developer with Xcode and Swift programming language. Mr. Sengthai is very interested in the process of production development, business concept, and startup. The topic that he's going to talk about today is sharing experience as an iOS developer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to write them down in the chat or wait until the Q&A sessions. Then you can turn on your mic and ask directly to our guest speaker. We will have a photo session at the end. Now, I would like to give the floor to our guest speaker. Mr. Sengthai, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm a guest speaker of this session. So I will present about sharing experience as an iOS developer. So can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. So I want to present a little bit about my slide, so I can go through it. So everyone can see this slide. Yes. So
Yes, we can.
okay. So I'm gonna share some of my experience. A few years. Right? Okay, so the topic I'm going to cover today are becoming an iOS developer. Yep, how I became an iOS developer, and the requirements to be an iOS developer, and also some working experience, and also sharing about how I feel between school environment and workplace environment. And the last thing is my next goal, what I'm gonna upgrade myself to be. Okay, so here is becoming an iOS developer. So the story began when I do assignment at school, the school assignment, okay? And my teammates knows our CS seniors. He has graduated. So we make some connections and interview him about the project or something like that. And write into our reports and yeah, we make a connections. And then as we're making a communications, his company needs more staff to help the company. Okay, and then I try to apply the CV and finally get a job. So why I choose to be an iOS developer but not Android? There's some flying right here. Okay, because I'm the first one is because I'm an iPhone user. Okay, I really like iPhone. Android I also like, but at this time, I only have iPhone. Okay, so I choose to be an iOS developer, and also iPhone have a really interactive and modern design. It's look solid, and it's attract me a lot. And moreover, it has an up-to-date, not only software but hardware also, and also very stable and simple and very secure. The security of the iPhone always updated. Okay, and iPhone UI UX, yes, very simple to use, and the Swift programming language, which have a modern style of programming, and also some customization with jailbreak community because at that time I really like to explore how iPhone really works, and I found a community about jailbreak and we can customize our iPhones and it looked very cool. Okay, the next requirements to be an iOS developer. These are some things that you need to know before you become a good iOS developer, I think. Okay. So the first things and the most fundamental things is that you need to know about the fundamental about Swift, right? So after you know about Swift, you need to learn some business logic because you need to think that we're trying to make applications to fit the business requirements. So we need to understand some of the business logic as well. And also the Apple Human Interface Guidelines. Because we are working on iPhone applications, mostly related to UI, the way people use applications. So we need to read the recommendation from Apple to fit their device actually. Okay, and we also need the Mac computers with Xcode ID installed. Yes. Also, we have to learn about some coding convention because we are going to work in teams. If we don't have any rules, any guidelines, and we code in different styles, it's kind of hard to merge the code base together. Yes, and our process is going to be slow also. So we need some coding convention to help in this issue. Okay, and also you need to have you need to learn how to estimate your tasks when you're working in a company. Yes, to give you some tasks, for example, 10 tasks or 20 tasks, and you need to estimate how many tasks can you do within this period of time. Okay, and also you need to understand a little bit about how to construct an iOS project also. Yes, for example, some architectures about MVC, something MVVM, stuff like that, coding pattern, project pattern. Okay, and also you need teamwork. Yes, teamwork skill to be able to work in team. Okay, and also patience. Patience is really important for a developer. If you don't have any patience, you cannot work as a developer. We need to spend some kind of a 6, 7, 8 hours and sitting in front of computers and trying the things, the way how to solve problem better and better. And also you need to self-improvement. You need self-improvement because coding technologies is up to date in every year. There are a lot of new things coming up, so you need to improve yourself to fit the situations, okay? Also, you need to learn some art of solving problems because if you know how to solve problem better, you will spend less time and the way you code is understandable by other people also. And one another and last important skill is searching skill. You know how to use internet mostly, but maybe you don't know how to search advanced search for what you want to search for. If you have a searching skill, you can learn much better. Yes, and improve yourself much better also. Okay, and next I'm gonna talk about my working experience a little bit. So in my work environment, there's some kind of a business and management parts and technical parts, something like that. And for business and management, there are some kind of an issues that I face. For example, they don't have a clear explanations. They don't have clear description of a task. So it's really hard for us as a developer to follow. For example, they want a feature like authentications, and that's it. They don't tell us how they want their authentication to be like. So to solve this problem, we need to have another separate session because we need to talk what they really want actually to clarify the descriptions. Okay, next some of business people, they don't have experience of understanding about the app flow. So they don't know how to write a good descriptions. So as a developer, we need to follow the business logics. That's really hard for us. And also they don't have MS people. I think MS people is really important because they talk between the business people and the technical part. So they can make a good connection between this, and our work will be much clearer. Okay, but there's not many MS people in the company. Okay, and unclear requirements because I don't know why business logic always change. Before they want like this three features, and then there's okay, erase this feature and add these features. There's always change, so we need to make our code reusable in that part to have prevent when they change their requirement. Okay, and also we have some of the problem like they're not really responsive to the work. For example, the work is really for testing, and they're not paying my attention in the testing. So we face this issue also. And what we can do with this is to alert them more. This is the only way we can do. Okay, and for the technical part that I have faced during my career, for example, we have like communication difficulties. Mostly technical people don't like to talk much, or when they talk, it's kind of not really understandable sometimes. Okay, and developer as well as me, sometimes we are really lazy to review our code. So first we write bad code and we don't really review them and make them better. So it's really hard when they extend the features of that part of code, right? And also we have break some coding conventions. Yeah, because different companies, different people have different ways of coding. So sometimes we break that conventions. So we need to learn more and improve ourselves more. Okay. And also we don't have MS people to talk between these also. That's the issue that I have learned from them. Okay. And also I want to talk a little bit about teamwork and team leaders. So what is kind of teamwork? Teamwork, when we need to adapt to technology, we need to think about the drawbacks. For example, the new pattern has come up to the technology and we want to adapt it to our application, but we haven't think about the drawbacks. What are the difficulties when we try to implement this kind of new technology? It will affect a lot about to our team. You know, our application is really come to close, but when we try to apply those, we need to change a lot, and it's spend more time. It's not a good idea to do that. Okay. Okay, and be helpful and responsive. As a teamwork, you need to be helpful and also responsive to make our team improve and work better. Okay, and also we need to share what we know. Don't afraid to share because whenever you share, you will learn more. Okay, when you share to them and they share to you, we all learn more. Okay, and also the important part is learning to communicate, but don't bother others. Communication is really important in teamwork. If we don't have a good communications, there are a lot of conflicts and there are a lot of misunderstanding in the team. Also, no complaint, no excuse, but you can give suggestions to improve the team. Also, you need to do more jobs than speaking. Some other people like they really like to speak about this, speak about that, but let's see the achievement and result, not as much as what they have spoken. And also we need to be open and learn from each other. When you open and learn from each other, you will improve yourself. That's good. Okay. And also when you work, you need to focus on the team goal. What your team wanna be. What do we want to achieve as a team? Okay. And also for the team leaders, I think I really good. I have a good team leaders because I can learn much more from him. Yeah. So for you, after you find a job, I think if you have found a good leader, a good team leader, you will learn more too. Okay. And team leader, he have a lot of experience, and he also have learned a lot about how to lead people. And if you speak and people listen to you, you are a leader, some kind of that, I believe. Okay. And team leaders always trying to learn something new to improve the team, to improve the performance, to improve the code quality, something like this. Okay. And a good team leader does not show that he or she is better than, but trying to improve the team, not trying to show that you are better than this member, that member. but trying to improve them when they have some difficulty in the team. Okay, and when they're speaking, when they're working, when they have some responsibility, or when they're success, or when they fail as a team also. So everything is a team right here. Okay. Also, to be a team leader, a good team leader, right? You need more experience. You need to have good communications. You have to have a good personality as well. That's what I call a leader, right? And don't rush to be a team leader or a leader of a company or something like that. Whenever you don't have enough, but you are not really capable of doing these kind of things. So I suggest doing things step by step, no rush. Okay, so what are the things that I've learned? There, in a workplace, there's no fairness for people. Sometimes you make the same mistakes, but that person get blamed, but that another person is not. So don't try to keep it in mind. Just make sure that it's acceptable and it's your mistake and you're trying to correct it later. That's good. And also, I kind of improve myself of trying to learn new things through internet. Before, I'm not have a good direction of what should I learn when I'm doing as the developer. And my team leader guide me how to learn these things, that things, and give me some kind of techniques that we can search through internet and learn better. Okay, and I believe that we learn by practice for a developer. If you do not practice, you're not learning anything. For the theory, you may forget. For example, like 2 days after, you forget everything like that. Okay, and also trying to use some kind of new software that will help you speed up your job. For example, like library or frameworks. There are a lot of framework and library that can help with development job, like what I do every day right here. Okay, and learning to compare your attitudes. Think that uh, how do people feel when they work for you, and how do you feel when you work for other people? And if you can compare that, you will be a good team leader one day. Okay, and so be healthy. Be healthy. Health is really the most important thing in this life, and I'm still learning. Okay, let's move on. So, what is the environment, the different environment between school and workplace? At school, we can have a personal project or we can have a team project. We can choose our project. Okay, but in the company, you need to work for the company project. You don't have another choice. Okay, and in school, you have friends, and in workplace, you have some kind of team leader, project managers, or back-end developers, something like that. Okay, and at school, we have due dates for the tests, for the assignments, for the project, and at the workplace also we have tasks with due dates. But the pressure is real. The pressure is really different. At school, you have a I kind of say normal pressure, but for workplace, you have a more pressure than what you do at school. Okay, and at school you pay to learn new skill, right? Learn new courses that fit your future careers, something like that. But at workplace, you earn from the company and give back the products. Okay, and at school, I kind of say it's less competitions, but in the company or in the workplace, there's more competition. People trying to show off their skills, trying to show that they are better. Okay, and at school, you have a familiar environments because you have learned from high school. You know how it feels like that. Okay, but in the workplace, the environment is really complex. There are a lot of plays. Sometimes there are a lot of noise going out of nowhere, and yeah, it's a little bit distractive sometimes. Okay, and also we have more time to enjoy at school and self-learning, and at workplace we need to work 8 hours a day, like, and 5 hours a week, 5 days a week. I can say that. Okay, and we don't have much stress at school. We have more freedom to enjoy it, and we're more exhausted at work. Also, we can have some time to join volunteers or do social activity at school. While you're working at the workplace, you will spend time learning on new technology that fit to the project that your project needs, and maybe you don't have another time to learn other skill. Okay, and also at school we have kind of software tracking student attendance, and at the workplace also have the kind of software to track the work progress. Okay, and what are my next goals? So I prefer to continue my master degree, maybe yes, next year or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I want to pursue my degree. And also I want to improve myself in some kind of technical skills that related to MIS. Yep, I want MIS to be widely as CS also. It's great. Okay, and I will improve myself to another step. If I have my technical skill improved and my communication skill improved and I have enough experience, I will improve myself to be a leader, right? A leader of company, something like that. And also I try to improve my profiles that related to my professions, like creating more applications, something related to iOS development. Okay, and that's it. Do you have any questions?
For the audience, if you have any question, please drop them in the chat box or you can raise your hand. So far,
Do you get what I'm sharing? Or is too fast or what?
no, it was perfect. I can understand it completely.
Okay.
If the audience don't have any questions, I would like to ask, well, I'm also the first year student and I'm worried about employment opportunity. I'm worried every day, what if I graduate without a job? So what did you do to like get internship or get in a job opportunity? How did you do that?
One thing that I can suggest is to make connections. If you have a wide range of network and connection with people, you have more opportunity. Yep. It's a great thing to have communication. If you are kind of very experienced, very strong in knowledge, but you don't have connections, it's kind of hard to find opportunity, I think. Also, you can find more opportunity on social media like Facebook or something like that. I think there are a lot. Yeah. It's kind of my suggestion. Simple. I think you know that also.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay.
So we have a question from Savannah Kong Mark. He or she have asked, have you ever think of switching to being an Android developer?
I think I'm not switching, but I can learn more, right? Actually, I love kind of Swift language. Maybe Kotlin is interesting also, but I'm not switching because I can learn more. Like because it's look really similar between the mobile application, Android and iOS. So we learn more technology like Flutter or something like that. So I can program one and compile into different platform. Yep. But Android is also good, right? For example, like the batteries last very long. Yes, kind of a good customizations. Yeah, good.
There is another question from Sambatsray. He or she has asked, do mobile developers work on back end?
I think it's not related. For myself, as a mobile developer, I don't work on the back end, but we need to understand something like API. Yeah, because we need to get some data from the back end, but not really work on the back end. We work on front end, UI, components, stuff like that. And we also have a prototype to follow, right? It's great, great question. Did you get my point?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Okay.
If you have any question, please drop them in the chat box. Well, there is another question from Chibon Chai. He or she have asked, do you think about Flutter can replace iOS?
Personally, I don't think Flutter could replace iOS. It's kind of alternative for developer to develop a better platform, but you will not replace iOS. It is a company, Apple company, and it's always seek for improving their kind of a platform. For example, Swift UI, yeah, they're trying to integrate new features that developer likes. They're trying to improve their service. They're trying to improve, for example, like map for iOS. For now, the map is really improved in the US. Yep. So they are really trying to improve their platform, and I don't think Flutter will replace them. But maybe Flutter is more popular, but it will not replace the iOS, I think. It can be an alternative, right? Okay.
It seems like our audience truly understand what you have answered, and
I hope
please
so.
drop,
Okay.
please drop any more questions if you have them. We're gonna wait for 1 minute for the questions from the audience. Someone actually official.
Hi, I would like to ask regard to um, I would like to know if the iOS developer and software developer is the same or they have some kind of different. Um, please enlighten me the difference of between iOS developer and software developer.
Okay. So I as developer is someone who work in software engineering also. It's not really like much different, but a software developer will learn more than iOS developer. iOS developer is really specific, but for software developer, they learn everything related to software, and they can do most of them right. But for iOS developer, you will do iOS actually. Yep.
And which one do you recommend me to study? Like right now, I'm really stuck.
So what department are you studying? CS or MIS?
CS.
CS. Okay, great. And you want to be in the mobile industry also?
It was just a thought in my conceptual thought only. It wasn't officially yet.
Okay. If you're capable of doing kind of developer, I think you should start by having a lot of interns to know how it feels in the workplace and what a real world project really look like, to test if you like to be a developer first. If you have kind of developer sense in you, you can pursue your career as a software developer. And I think an Android developer have more than iOS developer. I don't know why, because maybe we need Mac to be an iOS developer. Maybe. Yeah. And it's really hard to find people in this area. I mean, iOS developer, really hard to find. But for Android developer, there are lots. Yep.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Wong, for your answer. There's another question from Vuthi. He has asked, do you need to work with UX UI for iOS developers?
Yes, currently I'm working with designer specifically. Okay, he's the designer and he designed the UI UX of the applications in application called Figma. Yeah, you can go and search for that. Figma is a really good platform for designing, I think. Okay, and we're trying to follow the UI that he has implemented. Yes, even though we are developer, but we need to understand also about the UX UI to make sure this makes sense in our application. Okay.
Is there any more questions from our audience? Please turn on your mic to speak or just put your questions in the chat box. Okay, seems like there is no other questions. So thank you so much, Bong, for your insightful speech into what it's like to be an iOS developer. So I hope our audience would learn a lot from your experience. You have tell us what leads you into choosing this career. You have provided the characteristic to become a developer, which include being patient, have teamwork skills, searching skill, and continuous self-improvement. You have also providing insights into what it's like to be in a workplace and the problem that you have faced and how you solve them. You also emphasize on the importance of teamwork in these fields. And in the future, I think that you want to continue your master degree and focus on self-improvements. That's very admiring. And I hope our audience get inspired by this and could be the next developers, because one of the audience might become a developer in the future too. So the audience, if you don't have any more questions, we have come to an end of these sessions. I would like to say thank you again, Bong, for making time despite your busy schedule to share your experience with our passionate audience who wish to pursue their career in this field. So once
Thank
again
you.
on the
Okay.
table.
Okay.
Once again, on the behalf of ICT faculty, thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. So could you please turn on your camera so that we can take a group photo together?
Okay.
Okay.
Can we take all people? There's five other.
Yes. Can everyone kindly turn on their picture at their cam so that we can take a picture? Okay. Okay. Seem like that is everyone. So 1, 2. There's someone join. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you, Wong. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. So we come to an end, right?
Yes, we have come to an end.
Okay. Okay, good.
Thank you so much, Mo.